May 2009, and the clock counts down towards the closure of Dounreay. Previous generations who explored new ways to generate electricity from plutonium and uranium left behind some of the biggest hazards in Britain when their work ended here. The task today is to reduce and destroy those hazards. By 2025, the site will be safe for future generations. The 1,500 workers arriving each day have already cleared away more than 100 different facilities and sorted through tens of thousands of tonnes of hazardous waste. By the time it is complete, they will have packaged almost 200,000 tonnes of radioactive waste. But these workers also know the clock is counting down on their own jobs. The pace of site closure has accelerated since the UK government set up the Nuclear Decommissioning Authority. Its task is to deliver faster, cheaper and safer clean-up through competition. Dounreay turned to companies with international experience for help.
First, in 2006, we underwent a restructuring. Part of that was to create, instead of silos conducting work within themselves, we wanted to empower project managers who took control of their projects. So instead of being can't-do people, we tried to put can-do attitudes in where you move people of appropriate skills into positions where they can make a true difference. This didn't always sit well, as you would expect. There were some influences outside saying that this couldn't happen. And what we actually found was, over the last 3 years, we've done an extremely good job of taking on and having more accountability at the project level, where you can go to the coalface and people actually understand how they make a difference every day that they come to work. The second thing we looked at was safety, because one would think that, well, if your production pressures are high, your safety will go down. That's actually not the case. We found that our safety statistics actually have improved from where we were the worst performing site in the United Kingdom to now among the best. And all this while we have increased the pace of decommissioning. As an example, one of the things we've done is 3 years ago, airline suit entries. These are, think of people who are going on the moon and they've walked around in these suits with this helmet on. We have people doing this type of work. 3 years ago, we did 500 entries that required that type of personal protective equipment. This last year, we went over 30,000 of those entries all the time while improving our safety performance. So with the right focus and having the people engaged in what we're doing, we can send a very powerful message to them that they own their safety, that it's important to us, but more importantly to the people at home, because they will come home safe every day.
Waste from the clean-up must be managed safely. More hazardous waste needs to be processed behind thick walls and windows to protect workers from the radiation.
In the cell we have a 500 litre drum which is about to receive 266 litres of liquid waste, which will be mixed with about 620 kilos of blast furnace slag, OPC and lime. And this will mix for an hour, go down the curing line and cure for 24 hours before it's grout capped, and then to storage.
The focus since the NDA was set up has been simple: to close down the site faster, cheaper and safer. Scott Shearer joined Dounreay 10 years ago. He agrees attitudes have changed under the NDA.
Well, since being on site, there's a lot of, obviously it started trial and error and that now, but it seems to be a better culture of things now, whereas management listen to ideas from boys on the shop floor, and there's loads of different other decommissioning techniques that are getting tried and tested that are working quite well at the moment.
The site's record in safety has turned around since 2005. Accident rates are 5 times lower, but managers know they still have a lot to do.
So Dounreay will be gone in 2025. To achieve that, then, we've got to do quite a lot of work here. The workforce has come a long way in the last 3 years. They're focused on decommissioning, they're doing good stuff out there. But what's it really mean? It means we're turning Dounreay into waste. When you look at Dounreay, you're not looking at reactors, you're looking at unpackaged waste. So by 2025, it'll be packaged. Okay, so what's the top 3 priorities for Dounreay? Number 1, deliver what we promise. We produced a lifetime plan, we've got to deliver it, not only for the customer, we've actually got to deliver it for all our stakeholders out there and our regulators. Everybody expects us to do what we said we would do, and deliver it well. Don't waste money. Secondly, we've got to help the staff transition. We've got to put them in a position where they've got all right qualifications and skills, so they can walk out of Dounreay at the appropriate time, because not everybody will leave at the end. We'll walk into another job, which is going to be hopefully in Caithness and North Sutherland and the North Highlands. And thirdly, we've got to be commercially viable. We've got to be an asset for UK PLC, an asset for the future that they're proud of.
Every day a little more of Dounreay is turned into waste. Most of these workers know they have less than a decade left.
And everyone says the site's going to come to an end shortly. To think that on the decommissioning site, for the training involved and the skills decommissioning operative, I think they're quite safe as at the moment, because they've got all the training and that and the skills, and it's going to take quite a while, I think, to get everything down. So I would say from a personal point of view that we'd be the safest on the site at the moment.
So what's it mean for the workforce? Well, for them, of course, they're working really hard, but they're working hard to do themselves out of a job. So why should they work so hard if there's nothing for the future? So another part of our job, along with the NDA, is helping them to transition to a brighter future, to a different future, something that doesn't depend on nuclear power in Dounreay on the north coast of Scotland. Now, I can help people transition. What I can't do is lead the new job in the area. What's going to be the next great Dounreay in the area? There probably isn't going to be a Dounreay. There might be numbers of businesses that come into the area, tidal energy, for instance, on the way through. It doesn't matter. The point is, how can we prepare and help our workforce on this site transition so they can support the new jobs in the future rather than Dounreay of the past?